everyone. Welcome to Mumbai Municipal Corporation's Virtual Training Center, and I am Mrs. SNEHAL GODAMBE, your English teacher from VTC. Let's begin with today's session. Hello my dear children. Welcome to today's session. Dear children, as you know, in last session we have started learning a very humorous story about the boy who broke the bank, right? So in this story till yet what we have seen, just we will have a recap of that. In last session, in the beginning, we have seen what is known as rumor and how does it spreads with the speed of lightning, right? And then we have moved and we have learned about the definition of the rumor, a piece of information or a story passed from one person to another without any proof that it is true. We have seen that no one knows whether this is a true or not. Okay, so rumors are as dumb as the people who started them and as fake as the people who helped spread them, right? So always we are appealed for that you never believe upon the rumor and never help them to spread. We have started the story in last session. We have seen some characters from this story. There is a Nathu, a sweeper boy. There is Sitaram, who is ironing the clothes of the village, and he is giving to home delivery to the people of the village, and they are in good contact. So when Sitaram came to know that Nathu is not happy with the bank's job as they are not paying him in time, so he promised him to search a new job for him. And then he went to Mrs. Srivastav. There he learned that Mrs. Srivastav wants a new sweeper for her house, and then he suggests Nathu's name to her. Then she says, okay, give him the message and call him tomorrow and ask him to see me. And after that, next morning, Nathu and Sitaram, again they meet each other. And then we have seen that when Mrs. Srivastav leaves for the market, there she meets Mrs. Bhushan, and then she shares the news of Nathu's non-payment from the bank with Mrs. Bhushan, and then Mrs. Bhushan, she leaves Mrs. Srivastav at the tamarind tree and went in search of her husband, who was sitting in front of Kamal Kishore's photography shop. You can see here Kamal Kishore and Mr. Bhushan, they are talking to each other. Then as soon as Mrs. Bhushan finds her husband, what did she say? She says, so here you are. I have been looking for you for almost an hour. Where did you disappear? So when she finds that her husband is at Kamal Kishore's photography shop, then she grumbles at him and she cries. She asks him loudly, oh, so here you are. I have been looking for you for almost an hour. Since 1 hour I am searching for you, and where did you disappear? Then what did Mr. Bhushan said? Nowhere. Had you remained stationary in one shop? Means what? You were not stable in one shop. You were moving to shop. I might have found you, but you go from one shop to another like a bee in a flower garden. See, my dear children, this is almost every husband's complaint, that whenever they goes to the market with their wife, and then they are like statue, you know, they have to just stand with the bags for in wait of their wives, and their wives, they keep on moving from one shop to the another. So here one thing you can learn a new word, that you remain stationary in one shop. Stationary means not that stationary which we are using, but stationary here means to stable or not moving. If you would have been immovable, or if you would have been standing wait in one shop, or if you would have been done shopping in only one shop, then I might have found you, but you go from one shop to another like a bee in a flower garden. मिस्टर भूषण मिसेस भूषण म्हणतात की तू एका जागी जर एका दुकानात थांबली असतीस तर मला तुला शोधायला सोपं पडलं असतं, पण तू एखाद्या मधमाशी सारखी, मधमाशी कशी फुलावर फिरत असते तशी तू एकदा मार्केटला आलीस की एका दुकानातून दुसऱ्या दुकानात, दुसऱ्या दुकानातून तिसऱ्या दुकानात फिरतच राहतेस, मी तुला कसं काय शोधणार. सो आय केम अँड आय halted here at the Kamal Kishore's photography shop. Then after that, what does she say? See now, we have started about the story that goes from one person to another, or it passes, it travels, and it is known as rumors. Now see how it travels. Now here Mrs. Bhushan shares that same thing with this person. She says to her husband, don't start grumbling. The heat is trying enough. The heat is trying enough means it is already is too hot. I don't know what's happening to people, Nagar. Even bank is about to go bankrupt. Now here Mrs. Bhushan is scolding to Mr. Bhushan, her husband. She says, don't start grumbling, don't start complaining. The heat is trying enough. This is already a very hot day. And on the other hand, I don't know what's happening to people, Nagar. Even bank is about to bankrupt. Bankrupt means bank is not having enough money to pay what you owe, financially ruined. The bank is bankrupt. It is not having enough money also. Then after hearing this, how does Mr. Kamal Kishore reacts? What's that? Which bank? Now Kamal Kishore hears that what Mrs. Bhushan is sharing to with Mr. Bhushan. Then he asks her, what's that? Which bank? Which bank are you talking about? She says, why? The People Nagar Bank, of course. I hear they have stopped paying employees. Don't tell me you have an account there, Mr. Kishore. Now see, the story started with the non-payment of that sweeper Nathu, right? And then that story or that incident was shared with Mrs. Bhushan by Mrs. Srivastav. Now here Mrs. Bhushan is sharing the things with Mr. Bhushan and Mr. Kamal Kishore, but she has added something there. She says that People Nagar Bank have stopped paying employees. Employees means the people who are working with the bank, right? Means all clerical staff or managers, management staff and all. So she has added here her own, and she told them that she heard they have stopped paying employees. Now she is asking Kamal Kishore that don't tell me even you have an account there, Mr. Kishore. Then what is his answer is? He says, no, but my neighbor has. He says, no, mine is not there. But of course, my neighbor has an account with People Nagar Bank. And then he called out over the low partition to the keeper of the barber shop next door. His friend or his neighbor is Deepchand, who is a barber, and he has his shop over there, and he exclaims there, he shouts loudly, Deepchand, Deepchand, have you heard the latest? The People Nagar Bank is about to collapse. You would better get your money out as soon as you can. Now see here, story started with Sitaram, then it went to Mrs. Srivastav, then to Mrs. Bhushan, then now it is Mr. Kishore who is passing this to Mr. Deepchand. Now he has added his own words there. You can read it carefully. Deepchand, have you heard the latest? The People Nagar Bank is about to collapse. Collapse means it is about to fall. It is about to close. The People Nagar Bank is about to collapse. You would better get your money out as soon as you can. Whatever money you have deposited in the bank, or if it is in your saving account, better you go fast, run there and withdraw your money from the bank. बँकेत जे पण तुझे पैसे आहेत ना ते पटकन काढून आण, कारण असं ऐकलंय की जी बँक आपली आहे पीपल नगर ती आता लवकरच बंद होणार आहे. Deepchand, who was cutting the hair of an elderly gentleman, you can see there, was so startled. He was so panicked that his hand shook and he nicked the customer's right ear. Nicked means cut slightly. The customer yelped with the pain and distress. तो पण इतका घाबरला, त्याचे हात थरथरले आणि तो ज्या माणसाचे केस कापत होता त्याचा थोडासा कान कापला गेला. तर तो जो कस्टमर होता त्याचं काय झालं बघा. विथ वन साइड ऑफ हिज नेक स्टील अनशेवन ही स्पेड अक्रॉस द रोड. नाउ Dipchand was not affected with the news, but the customer who was sitting for the haircut, he got shook with this news. And what did he do? What did he do? You can see here, he sped across the road to the general merchant store where there was a telephone. He dialed said Govindram's number. The Seth was not at home. Where was he then? The Seth was holidaying in Kashmir. Oh, was that so? The elderly gentleman did not believe it. He hurried back to the barber's shop and told Dipchand. Now that man he went to the merchant shop and from there from public telephone he called up Dipchand's number. He called up Seth's number. But Seth Govindram's family was not there and he heard from his servants that they are holidaying in Kashmir. So as soon as he got that news, he came back to the barber shop again. And what did he tell Mr. Dipchand? He said, "The bird has flown." Said Govindram has left town. Definitely it means a collapse. Now that elderly man, that person, he returned to the barber shop again and he gave that news to Dipchand. He said that the bird has flown. Panchi ud gaya. Pakshi udala. Said Govindram has left town. Now that poor Govindram, he was, as it is summer season, hot. So with his family, he was holidaying in Kashmir at very cool place. But here this man had changed the words and he is interpreting in this way that said Govindram has left the town and definitely it means a collapse. आता तर माझी खात्रीच झाली की बँक बुडाली आहे आणि म्हणून गोविंदराम पिपळनगर सोडून कुठेतरी पळून गेलाय. And then he dashed out of the shop making a beeline for his office and checkbook. Now here the spread of news, see how it took place. What happened? The news spread through the bazaar with the rapidly of forest fire. जसं जंगलामध्ये वणवा भराभर पसरत जातो तशी पिपळनगर बँक बुडाली ही न्यूज आता सगळीकडे पसरली. From the general merchants is traveled to the shop, circulated among the customer and then spread with them in various directions. To the betel seller, the tailor, the free vendor, the jeweler, the beggar, sitting on the pavement. So now the news of collapsing of People Nagar Bank was spread rapidly of forest fire. एकाकडून दुसऱ्याकडे, दुसऱ्याकडून तिसऱ्याकडे पूर्ण बाजारमध्ये जितकी दुकानं होती त्या सगळीकडे आता ती बातमी जंगलातल्या वणव्याप्रमाणे पसरायला लागली. And after that, at end, it was reached to the beggar sitting on the pavement. You can see here, he is the old beggar. His name is Ganpat. Old Ganpat, the beggar, had a crooked leg. Crooked means not straight. He had been squatting on the pavement for years. He was occupied by that place. For years he was sitting at one place and calling for alms. In the evening, someone would have come with a barrow, that is a cart you can see here, and take him away. So for years Ganpat was sitting at one place. He couldn't move on his own. In the evening someone would have come with a barrow and take him away. He had never been known to walk. त्याला चालताना कोणी पाहिलंच नव्हतं. But now when he heard the news, on learning that the bank was about to collapse, Ganpat astonished everyone, leaping to his feet and actually running at top speed in the direction of the bank. Now, how the story has taken the turn. For years, Ganpat was sitting at one place, but as soon as he heard the news of collapsing of bank, he just astonished. He made everyone surprised with his deed that he ran at top speed in the direction of the bank. You can see here. It soon became known that he had 1,000 rupees in saving. See, even we read sometimes in newspaper that a beggar died with lot of money on his account, right? So same incident has happened with Ganpat, that he had thousands of rupees with People Nagar bank, and when he came there he saw, what did he see? Men stood in groups at street and on corners discussing the situation. He saw that men are standing in groups on at street and at the corners of the street, and they are discussing the situation. People Nagar seldom, very rarely had a crisis, or they never had floods, earthquakes, or droughts, and the imminent crash of the People Nagar bank set everyone talking and speculating and rushing about in a frenzy. People Nagar मध्ये असं कधीच काही झालं नव्हतं की दुष्काळ आलाय, पूर आलाय, कधी काय वाईट घडलंय. शांतपणे लोक जगत होते. पण जेव्हा त्यांनी ही बातमी ऐकली की बँक बुडाली, त्याच्यामुळे आता सगळ्यांना चघळायला एक विषय मिळालेला होता. And some boasted their far-sightedness, congratulating themselves on having already taken out their money or on never having put any in. See, now when in such crisis, some people, they think that they are very far-sightedness. त्यांना पुढचं अगदी आपण म्हणतो ना लॉंग साइटेड आहे, त्यांना भविष्यकाळ किंवा भविष्यात कसं वागायला पाहिजे त्यांच्याकडे दूरदृष्टी असते. त्यामुळे ते म्हणाले बरंच झालं आम्ही तर ह्या बँकेत पैसेच नव्हते ठेवले. काही म्हणाले बरंच झालं मी आधीच विथड्रॉ केले होते पैसे. आणि काही तर म्हणाले की बापरे आम्हाला तर कधी विश्वासच नव्हता. सो इन दिस वे देर वेर डिस्कशन अमंग द पीपल and it all put it down in excess indulged in by Seth Govindram. They were discussing now on the honesty of Seth Govindram. They took part in the something. The Seth had played the said one. त्यांना आता बघा उलट सुलट चर्चा जी आपण म्हणतो ना, एखादी जर अफवा आली, त्यांना त्याच्यातलं काही माहिती नसतं, त्यांना त्याच्याचा काही संबंध नसतो, असे लोक पण आपले एक्सपर्ट्स कमेंट्स, एक्सपर्ट्स ओपिनियन तिकडे देत असतात. आता त्या सगळे जमलेले लोक वेगवेगळी उलटसुलट चर्चा करायला लागलेले होते. Some people said that Sid Govind had played the state. Then someone said he had fled the country. Someone said he was hiding in People Nagar. And someone said he had hanged himself from the tamarind tree. And someone added to that he found mourning by sweeper boy. Someone said, now see, people talk on their own, right? There are no limits. They keep on saying blah 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 blah. Someone said that yes, said Govindram, because bank was bankrupt. He was bankrupt. He has fled away from the city. He has ran away. Okay. Someone said that he had fled the state. Someone said he has fled the country. He has left from the country. कोणी म्हणालं ते आपल्या पिपळनगर मधून गेले आहेत, कोणी तर म्हणालं राज्यातून गेले आहेत, कोणी म्हणालं अरे हे काहीच नाही देश सोडून गेलेत. बघा आपण बऱ्याचदा अशा बातम्या ऐकतो की बँक्रप्सी झाल्यानंतर लोक पळून जातात. तसं आता इथे चर्चा चालू होती. कोणी तर त्याच्यामध्ये असं पण ऍड केलं की ही हॅज हँग हिमसेल्फ फ्रॉम द टॅमरिन ट्री. त्याचा कोणी हे पाहिलेलं का? पण कोणी तर म्हटलं की त्यांनी स्वतःला टॅमरिन टीला हँग करून घेतलं आणि सकाळी जो झाडायला मुलगा येतो त्यांनी हे पाहिलं आणि ही बातमी पसरवली. And when all the people were talking about this, they were participating among spreading the rumor, and by the time, now by the noon, the small bank had gone through all. You can see here its ready cash, and the harassed manager was in dilemma. Now all the people they gathered there to withdraw money. Each and everyone wants their money back. And so the manager was in dilemma. He was in a difficult situation that he was not able to take any decision. Whatever emergency funds could only be obtained from another bank, which was 30 miles distance, and he wasn't sure that he could persuade the crowd to wait until then. He has to arrange for the money. Actually, bank had enough money, but though it is a small village and they were not keeping all the cash, hard cash with this branch, so they had to bring it from some other bank that was at the 30 miles distant, and he wasn't sure that he could persuade, he will make believe to the people to wait till the cash come to this bank branch. And there was no way of contacting Seth Govindram on his houseboat in Kashmir. Now here, branch manager is the authority who can face the people or who has all the rights. Okay. आता त्या मॅनेजरला कळेना की एवढे सगळे गावातले लोक एकाच वेळेला पैसे काढायला आले, आता मी काय करू. ऍक्च्युली त्यांच्याकडे पैसे होते पण छोट्याशा गावातली छोटीशी ब्रांच, त्यामुळे एवढं डिपॉझिटेड मनी एका ब्रांच मध्ये ठेवत नव्हते. त्याला ती जी कॅश होती ती दुसऱ्या गावातल्या जवळजवळ 30 मैल दूर असलेल्या ब्रांच मधून मागवायची होती. पण त्याला आता खात्री वाटत नव्हती की ती कॅश येईपर्यंत लोक आता थांबतील. आणि सेठ गोविंदराम त्यांच्याबरोबर पण काही कॉन्टॅक्ट होत नव्हता, बिकॉज ही वॉज हॉलिडेइंग इन काश्मीर अँड ही वॉज स्टेइंग इन हाऊस बोट, सो ही वॉज अनरिचेबल. नाउ व्हॉट हॅपन देन? People were they gathered to withdraw the cash from the bank, and then they were turned back from the counters. The clerk or the cashiers who were working on the counters, they asked them to return the following day. They asked them to come to next day. Now there is no cash with us, so do come to the next day. They did not like the sound of that. People did not like it. They said, our money is with you. You should pay this at this moment. We want our money now itself. And so they gathered outside on the step of the bank. When the clerk asked them that go home and come on the next day, but they were not ready, they said, give us our money or we will break in. They said now people has become aggressive. They said at this moment we want our money, give us our money or we will break in. And fetch the said, bring him here right now. We know he is hiding in a safe deposit locker. So now people were talking rubbish. They said, give us our money or we will break in. We will break the bank. We will come inside the branch of this bank, and at the same time they asked to get the set, the owner of the bank, that moment. Or they said, we know he is hiding in a safe deposit locker. As you know, there are safe deposit lockers in the bank. So people said, we are very sure about it that he doesn't want to pay us, so the Seth is hiding himself in a safe deposit locker of the bank. And then there were some people, they were mischief makers who didn't have a paisa in that bank, joined the crowd and aggravated their mood. Aggravated means annoyed the mood of the bank's account holder. Then, after looking at all this situation, the manager came out of the bank and he stood at the door and tried to placate them. Placate means he tried to stop from feeling them angry. He tried to calm them. He declared that the bank had plenty of money but no immediate means of collecting it. He urged them to go home and come back the next day. Now manager has to handle all this situation. He himself was in a dilemma. He himself was not knowing how to handle the situation. But still he came out of the branch and he stood at the steps of that bank and he said, he requested people that now you go home, come tomorrow. We had enough money. आमच्याकडे पुरेसे पैसे आहेत, पण ते आत्ता ब्रांचमध्ये नाही आहेत. तर तुम्ही उद्या या, मी पैशाची व्यवस्था करतो. पण जेव्हा तुम्हाला माहिती आहे की जेव्हा लोक एकत्र येतात, आपण त्याला मॉब मेंटॅलिटी म्हणतो. कोणीच कोणाचं ऐकण्याच्या मनस्थितीमध्ये नसतं. What did people said? We want it now. Now, now, now. आम्हाला आत्ताच्या आत्ता पैसे पाहिजेत. Now, now, now. And after that, what happened? They started. Though he tried his level best to calm down the people, but people were not in mood to listen to him. They kept on chanting, we want it now, we want money, we want our money, now, 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 at this moment. And at the same time, a brick hurled through the air. Someone started throwing the stones and crashed through the plate glass window of the People Nagar Bank. See, dear children, this is how the rumor affects the normal, regular life of the common man or the common people. See, this has started with Nathu. When he shared this incident with him, that non-payment of his salary, Sitaram shared that news with Mrs. Srivastav. His aim was good. He wants to help his friend. Then that went to Mrs. Bhushan, then to Mr. Bhushan, Kamal Kishore, from him to Deepchand, from Deepchand to that customer, and from through that customer all over the marketplace, and through marketplace all over the city. And people gathered there for their money back, and there some hooligans, they took the chance of that and they crashed the glass window of the bank, and after that they went away. As usual, next morning Nathu came there to sweep the steps of the bank, and what did he see? He saw the refuse and the broken glass and the stones cluttering the steps. Raising his hands in a gesture of horror and disgust, now he was in hatred, he cried, he said loudly, hooligans, sons of donkeys, as though it isn't bad enough to be paid late. It seems my work has also to be increased. Now he was annoyed. First of all, he was not getting his salary in time. And on the other hand, he has seen that his work has been added, that there were pieces of stones and glasses. So he got more annoyed. And in hatred tone, he said that hooligans, sons of donkeys, as though it isn't bad enough to be paid late, it seems my work has also to be increased. आधीच एक तर मला वेळेवर पगार मिळत नाही, त्याच्यात माझं काम वाढवून ठेवलंय. Now he was more annoyed. He was very angry. He smote the steps with his broom, scattering the refuse. So he made a heavy blow with the tool of, that is, with his broom. And then by the time, as you know, the Sitaram arrived there and he said to Nathu, good morning, Nathu. Are you ready to take up a new job from the first of next month? You will, I suppose, now that the bank is going out of business. Now here, Sitaram is giving news about the bank to Nathu. He is sharing that news with Nathu. He said, are you ready to take up a new job from the first of next month? You will, I suppose, now that the bank is going out of business. He is telling that. Nathu, you will like, I think you have to take the new job because there is no more job left with this bank, because this bank is going out of business. It has become bankrupt. No money is with them. So you have to opt for the new job. After hearing this, Nathu was quite surprised. He asked him, how's that? कालपर्यंत तर सगळं ठीक होतं. आज एका रात्रीत कशी काय बँक बँकरप्ट झाली? बँक कशी काय बुडाली? Then Nathu said, how's that? Then Sitaram answered him, haven't you heard? Well, you would better wait here until half the population of Pipalnagar arrives to claim their money. He provided him some more information. He told Nathu that, haven't you heard? You didn't heard anything about this bank? Okay, you would better wait here until half the population of Pipalnagar arrives to claim their money. तुला काहीच माहित नाही? थोडा वेळ वाट बघ. थोड्या वेळात तुला दिसेल की पिपलनगर मधल्या अर्ध्यापेक्षा जास्त लोक आता त्यांचे पैसे घ्यायला इकडे येतील. And he waved cheerfully. He did not have a bank account and sped away. त्याला तर बरंच वाटलं. तो म्हणाला, बरं आहे, माझं तर ह्या बँकमध्ये अकाउंटच नाहीये. And he did bye bye to Nathu and he went away. And then Sitaram went away. Nathu went back to sweeping the steps. Then when he had finished his work, he sat down on the highest step to await the arrival of the manager. He was waiting for the manager and he was determined to get his pay. Now today he decided to get his pay. Now he said, today I won't go back until and unless they pay me. Then while sitting there, he was thinking to himself, who would have thought the bank would collapse? He said to himself, and looked thoughtfully into the distance. I wonder how it could have happened. आता त्याने आज मनाशी निश्चयच केला, काही झालं तरी मॅनेजर कडून आज पगार घेतल्याशिवाय मी जाणारच नाही. आणि बसल्या बसल्या तो विचार करत होता, वुड हॅव थॉट द बँक वुड कोलॅप्स. कोणी असा विचार तरी केला असेल का ही बँक अशी बुडणार आहे? आय वंडर हाऊ इट कुड हॅव हॅपन्ड. मला आश्चर्यच वाटतं हे असं कसं काय झालं. सो ही हिमसेल्फ hasn't any idea that he was the culprit. Because of him all this had happened. त्याला ह्याची कशाचीच कल्पना नव्हती की तो ह्या सगळ्याला जबाबदार आहे. त्याच्याकडून हे सुरू झालेलं आणि तोच आता हे विचार करत होता की हे कसं काय सुरू झालं असेल. कोणी असा विचार पण केला नसेल की रात्रीमध्ये बँक बुडेल. And so my dear children, here how the rumors has affected the life of the common people. Till yesterday morning they were good. They were staying calmly. They didn't have any question. They didn't have any problem in front of them. But all of a sudden, because of rumors, it spread like the fire. And that's why this situation has turned into the traumatic condition. And so here I will request you, I'll advise you, never believe upon the rumors and never help them to spread. Okay. Now after this we will do some activities. Write in your own words a few sentences about each of the following. Now there are some characters from the story, and after watching this video you can write, if you have understood them clearly, or you can write about them, the characteristics or the how they were. You can write about Nathu, said Govindram, Mrs. Srivastav and Sitaram. ओके. या चौघांचं तुम्हाला कॅरेक्टर आता कळलं असेल आणि त्यांच्याबद्दल तुम्ही स्वतःच्या शब्दामध्ये लिहायचं आहे. अँड देयर इज वन मोर क्वेश्चन फॉर यू. Expand the theme in a write-up of about 20 lines. You know the theme expansion. Okay. So here is the theme. Rumors are spread by fools and accepted by greater fools. ओके. मूर्खांकडून अफवा पसरवल्या जातात आणि शतमूर्खांकडून त्या स्वीकारल्या जातात, अशी ही थीम लाईन आहे. तर वेगवेगळी उदाहरणं देऊन तुम्ही याच्यावर लिहिण्याचा प्रयत्न करायचा. ओके. सो यू वॉच दिस व्हिडिओ, यू रिवॉच इट, watch both the parts simultaneously or one after the another, and then you can understand this story in a better way. and then you can do this activity.
That's all for today. So you will revise whatever we have learned in today's session. Please subscribe the channel and press the notification button to get the link of next video. Bye bye.